Thanks for tuning into this podcast of Talking Point. Now, I'll read out a few stocks for all of you listeners, and tell me what you find common within them. So, the year 2019, and a few stocks: Cox and Kings, McLeod Russell, Divan Housing Finance, Indiabulls Housing Finance, Jet Airways, Coffee Day. 2023, Rajesh Exports. 2024, for the newcomers or the recent memory or memory bias or recency bias, Fusion Finance, Spandana Spurti, Z. A lot of these companies destroyed wealth. Now, the reasons may be completely different. Some companies have idiosyncratic reasons, some companies have market factors, some companies have sectoral factors weighing against them. Could be regulatory action as well. So, while every single point of time, when we talk to you, we tell you about how to invest and when to invest, today's talking point is, as our topic says, when not to invest. What are the rejection rules? And I think to talk about that, a very special guest with us, Pankaj Tibrewal of Ikigai. Pankaj, so good having you. Thanks for taking the time out.
It's a pleasure, Neeraj, to be on your show, and I think looking forward for a great conversation today.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to hear you, Pankaj, because everybody talks about when to invest. I think when not to invest probably assumes immense significance as well.
Absolutely, and I think what not to do in life and in investing, if you have a checklist of that, life becomes extremely simpler. So is investing. And if one has understood the theory of inversion, I think over a longer periods of time you can compound the capital. So very early in my career, we understood that process of elimination is far more powerful than process of selection. And out of the 5,000 listed companies in India, if you have to make a portfolio of 40, 45 stocks, it's very important that you have a very strong process on what to invest in and what not to invest in. So I think over a period of time, we have been improvising that process. And I think if you ask me, are we 100% there? Answer is no. Every day we are a student of market. But are we 60, 70% there? Answer is yes. And we have now a very strong checklist of what all we have included in our process and which helps us make sure that we reject things faster than accept.
Wow, that's such a big thing. So, as Charlie Munger says, right, all I want to know is where I'm going to die so that I don't go there. So, and the process of inversion. So, I'm going to tell you why it's important to listen to today's conversation because, or maybe I don't need to tell you because Pankaj Tibrewal's experience tells you a thing. His track record of the fund that he's managed tells you a thing. Pankaj, tell us a bit about yourself and a bit about Ikigai that you've set up before we get to the rules.
So, been in the markets for 22 years, more than 2 decades. Started with Principal Mutual Fund, maybe a couple of years on the fixed income side, because we believe that equity and debt are not too different when you're evaluating companies. Only the last mile, debt looks at whether the capital will come back, equity looks an upside in terms of valuations. Otherwise, evaluation is absolutely the same. And after that, managed few of the important schemes at Principal. In 2010, joined Kotak Mutual Fund. The 3 schemes which I took over, Kotak Emerging, Kotak Small Cap, and Kotak Hybrid, I think the total corpus was about 230 crores in 2010. And almost 14 years which I spent at Kotak, collectively that 230 crores became 56,000 crore plus.
56,000 crores from 230 crores.
So about $7 billion, lots of capital. I didn't expect it, that will grow. But God has been kind, investors have been kind. You have seen the cycles across. And we were able to compound the capital at about 24% CAGR plus over a decade. So I think what I appreciated more during that is that if you have a clear-cut philosophy and a process, that is the only thing which helps you over a longer periods of time. However, last 3 years markets have been too charitable. I think many investors have forgotten the basics again. And I think if next 12 to 18 months is a tough phase, which I believe it will not be easy to make money. I think those basic of investing will again come back. So I think it's an appropriate time where we are discussing this, that what are the mistakes investors should not make at this juncture, where everything is looking so hunky-dory. Last 3 years have been so fabulous for markets. Whichever stock you touched has doubled or tripled. So whether it's a luck or a skill, I think time will only suggest. But investors who have a solid process and a framework probably will make less mistakes. And I think that will take them longer. And I use this cricket analogy. ये pitch change होता है. And you need to adjust your batting according and bowling according to the pitch. Today, if you want to stay on the pitch for longer, the pitch has started to turn a bit. You have to leave few deliveries for maiden. You don't have to hit every ball for a six. So I think that's a very, very interesting point. We are discussing this topic, and I'm looking forward for that.
मतलब लास्ट 12-18 महीने में गधे घोड़े सभी भागे हैं.
सभी भागे हैं.
अब घोड़ों को चूज करना
अब
पड़ेगा.
घोड़े को चूज करना. Market rally is narrowing down very substantially. I can see from data.
हाँ.
Style regime is changing. Value, momentum, beta.
What do you mean by style regime?
वैल्यू चल रहा था, मोमेंटम चल रही थी, बीटा चल रहा था, आप जो भी चीज हाथ लगाओ वो चल रहे थे.
Okay.
नाउ लास्ट 4 months लो वॉलेटिलिटी, क्वालिटी, ग्रोथ, all that is making a comeback. So style regimes are in cycles, so they change. Nothing is permanent, right? Everything is cyclical. I think that cycle, if you don't adopt very early on, I think your portfolio will see pain. So अगर आप कोई से भी सर्वे करो, ऑफिस में आप अपने बात करो, 1.5 महीने से किसी के चेहरे पर खुशहाली नहीं है. Markets have gone at a new high. Obviously, last few days it has corrected, but you don't see smile. Why? Because the stocks which are you are holding in the portfolio, they are not going up.
ये सब लोग बोलते हैं कि यार वो मार्केट ऊपर गया है लेकिन मेरे पोर्टफोलियो के स्टॉक वहीं
नहीं
के
वही
वहीं
के
हैं.
वही है. So I think this is the early signal that markets may not be as charitable as it has been past, and hence your basics of investing should be the focus right now. And mistakes, गलतियाँ कम होनी चाहिए इस segment. अगर गलतियाँ कम होगी ना, कंपाउंडिंग अपने आप होगा. एंड आई थिंक दिस इज अ रियली इम्पॉर्टेंट टाइम टू गो बैक टू द ड्राइंग स्टेज एंड गो बैक टू बेसिक्स ऑफ इन्वेस्टिंग.
Got it. Okay. So, Pankaj, I'm just trying to do this. That let's assume that there will be some guardrails or some rules, right, which govern your investing thesis. And ज़रूरी नहीं है कि these are the only ones.
Absolutely.
But what has worked for you is what I want to know. Because listeners, the idea out here, today's show or today's podcast is to try and make you understand how is it that you can protect your downsides, which will definitely come at some point of time in the cycle. Maybe right now we are talking about some ominous times. They may come 6 months later, 3 months later, 12 months later, we don't know. But they will come for sure. And when they come, you should be guarded because you shouldn't have stocks in your portfolio or investments in your portfolio, which ideally you should not have in the first place. क्योंकि कई बार होता है पंकज कि हम किसी से टिप मिल गई, कोई एक स्टोरी बहुत अच्छी लगी, कोई एक इंटरव्यू बहुत अच्छा लग गया और स्टॉक ले लेते हैं और फिर जब वो कॉस्ट प्राइस से नीचे चला जाता है तो बेचने की हिम्मत नहीं होती है बिकॉज इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू एक्सेप्ट डिफीट, राइट? वो लोग मैं देखता हूँ कि प्रॉफिट फट से काट देते हैं, लॉस कोई नहीं काट सकता है. सो देयरफॉर वो प्रोटेक्ट करना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. तो आप बताएं पंकज, आप आपने हमेशा क्या, और शायद आपका प्रोसेस भी इवॉल्व हुआ हो, बट ये एवोल्यूशन होते होते व्हाट हैज बीन योर प्रोसेस और व्हाट आर द की पॉइंट्स दैट यू कीप इन माइंड when a story comes to you and it may look very compelling but you decide कि नहीं बॉस, I don't want to invest in this. वो क्या
वेरी
है?
गुड क्वेश्चन. सो पहले मैं ये बोलूँगा कि देयर आर मल्टीपल पाथ्स टू बीइंग रिच इन इक्विटी मार्केट्स. कोई एल्गो करके कर रहा है, कोई फैक्टर इन्वेस्टिंग करके कर रहा है, कोई ट्रेडिंग करके कर रहा है, कोई लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टिंग. सो देयर आर मल्टीपल पाथ्स टू बिकम रिच, बट देयर आर फ्यू पाथ्स विच लीड्स टू फेलियर. And if you can avoid those few paths and the few factors which leads to failure, I think you can be okay, right? So I'm not saying what I am suggesting is a foolproof that everybody should follow. It has worked for me brilliantly well, and at Ikigai we have made sure that the process is completely out there. But it's very important to understand what the process is. पहला चीज क्या है कि कोई भी बिजनेस आप ले लो, हमारा ये मानना है कि इंडिया में बिजनेस को बनाने वाला और बिगाड़ने वाला प्रमोटर है. प्रमोटर इज द बिगेस्ट फ्रेंड, प्रमोटर इज द बिगेस्ट एनिमी ऑफ द बिजनेस. एंड आई थिंक इफ यू कैन identify the right promoter over a period of time, 80% of your job is done.
Okay.
Okay?
80% weightage.
80%. I am telling you, all the stocks which became multi-bagger for me, when I did a review of the last 18, 20 years since active fund management of public money, one thing common which came out in all those names was a very strong, passionate, honest promoter or management teams, right? And I think over a period of time, these are the guys who create value. Even in a mediocre business, they will create value. But a bad promoter, a less focused promoter, less passionate promoter, great business destroys value. So easier said than done. How do you kind of evaluate them? So I have tried to do a lot of things in the process. What we have done is that it's a subjective term. Promoter अच्छा है, खराब है, आप बोलोगे ये अच्छा है, ये नहीं. History evaluation is extremely important. Our view is that tigers don't change their stripes. ठीक है? तो जो खराब है, जिसकी नीयत खराब है, वो छोटे टाइम के लिए अच्छा बन सकता है, लेकिन उसकी नीयत में ही खोट है.
Okay, fine.
सो आप वो फॉरवर्ड जाके नहीं देख सकते हो. अब आप उसको 10, 15, 20 साल इवेल्युएट करो, किस तरह उसने इवेल्युएशन में अपने शेयर होल्डर्स, अपने एम्प्लॉयज़, अपने एक्स एम्प्लॉयज़, अपने सप्लायर्स, सबके साथ डील किया. तो ये जो स्टार्टिंग फेज होता है बिफोर यू मीट अ कंपनी, you have to become an investigative journalist, right? And there are tools to do that. एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल देता हूँ, लिंक्डइन. हम सब लिंक्डइन को यूज़ करते हैं सोशल मीडिया के लिए, बट मुझे लगता है सबसे अंडररेटेड टूल फॉर इक्विटी रिसर्च इज लिंक्डइन. I'll give you a small example.
Please.
We were investors in one company, about 6% holding. हमें पता चला कि सीनियर और मिड लेवल पर एट्रिशन हो रहा है. वी मेट द प्रमोटर, ही सेड नहीं नहीं कोई प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है, क्या है, कुछ नहीं. आई वॉज नॉट वेरी कन्विंस्ड. वी केम बैक, आई सेड टू माई एनालिस्ट, ट्राई एंड सर्च एक्स दैट कंपनी नेम, कितने लोगों ने छोड़ा है. लिंक्डइन में हर आदमी अपना प्रोफाइल अपडेट कर देता है इमीडिएटली. 13 people left in 6 months, and senior guys. We were able to speak to 6 of them, and they told us what the real problem was. We went back to the promoter with the list. He was zapped. Where did we get the names from? So easy, right? And but our basic filter of trust was lost. That अगर ये छोटी चीज में if he can start lying to shareholders, significant shareholders, if something big happens, then what? And we exited the company over a period of time. But a tool like LinkedIn helped us. Then there's something called Glassdoor. I don't know if you have heard about it, where employees give a feedback. Not everything is right. There could be disgruntled employees, but you can marry it with the attrition rate in the annual report. हर कंपनी को attrition rate देना पड़ता है अपना. Mark it with the toxic culture if somebody is writing about in the Glassdoor, and try and marry it and understand whether the culture is toxic or not. Speak to the ex-employees. Speak to suppliers and vendors. अगर वो अच्छे आदमी हैं, कल्चर अच्छा है, 8 में से 10 लोग अच्छा बोलेंगे.
Got it.
अगर नहीं है तो आपको पता चलेगा.
Yeah, but this is something maybe you, sorry, just an interruption. This is something you can do because you're a fund and a retail individual
मैं ये
investor.
सब चीज सिंपल चीज बता रहा हूँ.
No, talking to ex-employees.
But I'm just saying this is something you have to reach
very
out.
practical. Fine.
देखो
Perfect.
लाइफ में अगर आप मांगोगे नहीं तो मिलेगा नहीं.
Okay, fine.
तो अगर आप मेहनत नहीं करोगे तो आप कैसे अंदर तक जाओगे?
True, true.
And then over a period of time, I have a network of CAs across the country. They are the best guys to tell you in a city XYZ, वो बंदे का standing क्या है? Because life में मेरा ये मानना है in India, the personal balance sheet and promoter balance sheet at the company level are not too separate. If he is leveraged at the personal level, at some point it will reflect at the company level also. So if you go deep into the promoter mindset, I think what it creates is a conviction that these are good guys. And we have seen over a period of time that no company is in a growth phase forever, right? They are cyclical. When they go through a cyclicality of 1 or 2 years, you should see the pain in the promoter if he is really passionate about it. हम तो 2-3-4% के शेयर होल्डर हैं, बट वो 70-75% के शेयर होल्डर हैं, 70-75%. उनको जो पेन होता है, and once they come out much stronger and sharper. So वो जो आप analysis over a period of time करते हो, I think is very important. And I think in India, we are going, Neeraj, to a very strong inflection point. The promoters which created value over the last 20, 30 years are now in their retirement phase or they've taken a back seat. The baton is getting passed to the next generation, which is between 30 to 40, 45 years of age. Few of them will create tremendous value because they are more passionate, they want to do the things right way, system, processes, they all want to do the right things. But many have got things on the platter. They will destroy value. So I think the set of promoters which will create the next India from 3 to 10 trillion could be a very different set of guys compared to the last 30 years of wealth creation. Hence, it becomes extremely important कि आप उनको सुनो, उनकी सोच क्या है, commercial thoughts क्या है, business acumen क्या है, capital allocation उनको समझता है क्या, passion है क्या. I think if you can do that, and the entire endeavor of mine is to select those 30, 40 new leaders. It could be from existing businesses. Don't get me wrong that your new age business आएगा, from existing businesses only. But I am seeing many leaders. I am surprised and zapped. And मेरा एक छोटा सा एक secret recipe है that promoters between 40 to 60 create the maximum wealth in India. Because 2 cycle आपने देख लिया होता है 40 तक. By 40 you are matured enough also, and you have the fire in the belly. By 60, 65 you move into a different zona. किसके लिए कर रहा हूँ, क्यों कर रहा हूँ, you know, all those kinds of things. But if you can get right set of promoters, look at the entire history. Bajaj Group, great wealth creator, both Rajiv, Sanjeev, in their journey. My erstwhile employer whom I regard a lot, Uday Kotak, when they got listed, and from there 20 years of wealth creation. Look at the Mr. Chandra of TCS, of chairman of Tata Sons now. Look at the entire Infosys gang. You know, all that 40 to 60 is a prime age, and if you can get right leaders in that, your journey becomes very important. So I think it's very, very important to get right set of promoters. And few things which we did right, that सब लोग wealth creators को देखते हैं. We did an analysis on the wealth destroyers of India. What were the common traits on the wealth destroyers of India? So देखा कि leverage है, wrong timely capex है, succession planning not being there, family feud being there, you know, company siphoning of promoters taking out capital, migrating it to offshore. All those things were basic reasons for doing that. We have incorporated that in our forensic. But one thing which we saw, which is not written in textbooks, but it's a common trait which we found in many of them, is that wherever there was financial irregularity or hanky-panky, the promoter never kept the lady member of the family as a part of the board ever. Because we Indians are very protective about the lady of the house. तो जहाँ, because promoter knows, पहले ही, सबसे पहले promoter को पता चलता है वो hanky-panky कर रहा है क्या. If he is doing something wrong, he will protect his family out. And that when we see the opposite, that any family member or a lady family member being part of the board, it gives us a lot of comfort that at least there's no financial irregularity in the business. A small thing.
Any promoter listening to this, please, if you are wanting to do something irregular, ये सुन के don't get a lady member in the group. कि चलो इससे तो trust बन जाएगा.
But I'm
it's an
just
interesting
saying.
one.
But think about it, right? That something happens to me, it's fine, but nobody should touch. There could be, you know, regulatory reasons or, you know, practical reasons. कि भाई board members are liable for a lot of things, so you don't want to keep that. But many places where it's a clean business, there's no factory fire or anything of that accident ka problem. If you see the lady member, it gives you a lot of comfort. So I think certain things are not said in textbooks, but if you evaluate the wealth destroyers over a period of time, it helps you understand that. So I think promoter evaluation, if you ask me, is a key in India over a longer periods of time for wealth creation. If you can get the right set of promoters, your journey becomes much, much easier. आज भी मैं वापस रिपीट करता हूँ, इंडिया में बिजनेस का दोस्त और एनिमी प्रमोटर ही है. वही बिजनेस चलाता है, बनाता है, वही बिजनेस बिगाड़ता है. So getting the right jockey is very, very important in your first selection.
Okay. So therefore, when not to invest, when the jockey is wrong, no matter how promising the stories, if the promoter intent or quality integrity doesn't sound all that great,
Absolutely.
avoid it.
Avoid it. Because you never know when he will shortchange you, or he or she will shortchange you. So I think it's very, very important that marry the right promoters, because when you are buying a business, don't think you're a fund manager. Think you are buying a business itself as a owner of the business.
Yeah. So
And
you
if
want
you
your
can
partner.
do that over a period of time, I think your mindset changes of the way you invest into the business.
Got it.
Assuming like you will not get an exit tomorrow,
Yeah.
then will you buy this guy? Will you buy this business? Is the question you need to ask.
And if the answer is a no, then no matter how promising,
Promising
it is, avoid it.
please avoid.
So
Please
therefore, this is one condition not to invest.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, a lot of people talk about not looking at कि सब लोग देखते हैं P multiple इतना है, खरीदो, P multiple इतना है, बेचो. But I've heard now a lot of people know this as well, that instead of looking at just PE multiple, it is more important to look at cash flows.
Yes.
So वो पता है कि you need to look at cash flows. When is it that you choose not to invest when you look at cash flows? वो cash flows का study or the balance sheet का study, what details when they get thrown up, वो क्या निकल के आता है जब आपको लगता है boss, now I don't want to invest, even if the management may be saying कि भाई मैं तो 25% ग्रो करूंगा नेक्स्ट 5 साल के लिए एंड द पी मल्टीपल इज ओके, बट अगर कैश फ्लोज में गड़बड़ है तो यू चूज नॉट टू इन्वेस्ट. सो वो क्या ट्रेड्स है,
वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट,
और इज देयर एन इजी वे टू डू इट एज वेल, बिकॉज़ नॉट एवरीबॉडी कैन डू इट.
इजी वे टू डू इट. मैं जो बोलूंगा वो आप खुद कर सकते हो एज अ इन्वेस्टर.
सुपर, प्लीज टेल अस.
सो देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड कैश फ्लो फ्रॉम ऑपरेशन, जिसमें कि आप जितना प्रॉफिट कमाते हो डेप्रिसिएशन ऐड कर दो, बिजनेस में जितना वर्किंग कैपिटल लगता है, इन्वेंट्री, डेटर माइनस क्रेडिटर, उसको आप हटा दो. जो बिजनेस में कैश फ्लो जनरेट होता है उसको कैश फ्लो फ्रॉम ऑपरेशन बोलते हैं. और उसके बाद उतना पैसा आपके पास है जिसके कारण आप केपेक्स कर सकते हो, एक्सपेंशन जिसको बोलते हैं, यू कैन डू अ एक्विजिशन, मर्जर, वॉट एवर यू कैन डू, एंड आफ्टर दैट वॉट एवर इज रिमेनिंग इज अ फ्री कैश, पॉजिटिव, नेगेटिव, वॉट एवर. सो नाउ इफ यू डोंट जनरेट बिजनेस कैश फ्लो, आप एक्विजिशन, एक्सपेंशन जो भी करना चाहोगे, you will have to borrow debt or dilute equity. And I think this is very, very important. What we have done in our forensic, this is the most important thing, कि operating profit जिसको हम EBITDA बोलते हैं, और cash flow from operations जो मैंने अभी समझाया, if the conversion is less than 70%, that means 100 rupees of EBITDA, but you convert only less than 70 rupees into cash flow from operation, it's a big red flag.
Okay, could you repeat that again?
Operating profit EBITDA minus tax, cash flow from operation. If the conversion is less than 70%, that means you are a EPS driven company, not a cash flow driven company. And what it means is, over a period of time, you will not generate enough cash flows to fund your growth. And hence, you will keep on borrowing debt or dilating equity. I'll give you a small example. अभी नरेटिव्स का ज़माना है, स्टोरीज का ज़माना है, हर 6 महीने में एक नई नरेटिव्स आ रही है. सो एवरीबडी इज गेटिंग कैरिड अवे बाय EMS स्टोरीज. नॉट ऑल कंपनीज बट मेनी कंपनीज विच आर बिटवीन मार्केट कैप्स ऑफ 25,000 to 35,000 crores. अगर आप 5 साल का क्यूमुलेटिव कैश फ्लो फ्रॉम ऑपरेशंस देखो, फॉर अ 35,000 crore मार्केट कैप कंपनी, द कैश फ्लो फ्रॉम ऑपरेशन क्यूमुलेटिवली 5 years, 1 साल गड़बड़ हो सकता है, 2 साल हो सकता है, बट 5 साल इज 50 करोड़ क्यूमुलेटिव. 35,000 करोड़ मार्केट कैप, 30,000 करोड़ मार्केट कैप, बट द कैश फ्लो फ्रॉम ऑपरेशन इज जस्ट 50-60 करोड़. कंपनीज कीप ऑन डाइल्यूटिंग और लेवरेजिंग. सो आई थिंक कैश फ्लो फ्रॉम ऑपरेशन इज वेरी, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. कैश इज वेरी, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. एंड अगर कोई बिजनेस को एनालाइज ठीक से इस तरह करने लग गया, तो आई थिंक मिस्टेक्स विल बी लेस. सो व्हाट वी डू इज दैट वी रन अ 11-point forensic. उसमें पहला है कैश फ्लो कन्वर्जन.
पहला है कैश फ्लो कन्वर्जन.
110%.
वाओ.
टॉप लाइन इज वैनिटी, बॉटम लाइन इज सैनिटी, बट कैश इन बैंक इज रियलिटी.
तो आप सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस कैश फ्लो को देते हैं.
बिकॉज
You give to
फाइनली
cash flow.
बिजनेस इज ड्रिवन बाय कैश फ्लोज. It's not only earnings. Earnings and growth is important. But companies which grow earnings and profits without giving much importance to cash flows finally destroy value. हमने देखा है ना पास्ट में कितनी सारी इंफ्रा कंपनीज 2003 से 8 में, रियल एस्टेट कंपनीज 2003 से 8 में, प्रॉफिट वाज नेवर एन इशू, बैलेंस शीट कैश फ्लो बिकेम इशू. and how they destroyed value. They are penny stocks right now. तो हो सकता है उस समय जब नरेटिव चले, you will be felt left out, but finally cash is king. I'll give you a small example live जो मेरे
Please.
साथ हुआ.
Hmm.
Few years back हमने एक infrastructure APC कंपनी में इन्वेस्ट किया. Very promising, very good. All on our forensic was okay. But over a period हमने देखा कि उनका कैश फ्लो खराब होने लगा. We spoke to the company many times during conference calls and all. They said कि this is the excuse, this is the excuse. Finally, I asked my analyst कि आप उनके sites पर visit करके आओ कि क्या हो रहा है. And he came and said कि सर 1 महीने का salary delay चल रहा है. 1 month salary delay. Any company delaying the salary of the employees,
Hmm.
इसका मतलब cash flow is in trouble.
Hmm.
No questions asked. We were lucky that we could exit the position completely. Neeraj, that's a penny stock right now. 250 रुपया का स्टॉक था, 2-3 रुपया का स्टॉक है.
Wow.
But what gave you indication? Not the EPS. Earnings kept on growing for next 2 years also. But cash flow kept on deteriorating. And they kept on taking debt to support the growth. Finally, the balance sheet burst. एक मंदी आई, आपने पूरा burst कर दिया.
और मंदी तो आनी ही है.
हर 2-3 साल में एक आपको इवेंट मिलता ही है.
जतन हो न हो पतन जरूरी है.
बताना जरूरी है. तो उस समय अगर आपकी बैलेंस शीट स्ट्रांग नहीं है, किसने सोचा था कोविड आएगा?
जी.
लेकिन कोविड में जिसकी बैलेंस शीट स्ट्रांग थी, वो सरवाइव करके और स्ट्रांगर निकल गया.
राइट.
जिसकी बैलेंस शीट नहीं थी, वो रिपेयर वर्क में रह गया.
यस, यू आर राइट.
एंड कई लोग डेड हो गए उसमें. कोविड के कारण नहीं हुए, वो मंदी के कारण और बैलेंस शीट के कारण हो गए. सो द पॉइंट विच आई एम ट्राइंग टू से इज बैलेंस शीट और कैश फ्लो इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. तेजी के समय ये गलतियां होती है एंड वन नीड्स टू अवॉइड दैट. दैट कैश फ्लो एंड बैलेंस शीट शुड नॉट बी कॉम्प्रोमाइज्ड एट एनी लेवल. You evaluate the narratives, but don't compromise on cash flow and balance sheet.
So 70% is the Lakshman Rekha. You do not.
हाँ मतलब आप I'm not saying एक साल में हो सकता है ऊपर नीचे हो, कभी
Sure,
कुछ
sure, sure.
रीजन आए, बट
हाँ.
5 साल के क्यूमुलेटिव, 6 साल का क्यूमुलेटिव, अगर उसमें आप 50-60% ही कन्वर्ट कर रहे हो,
हाँ.
तो मतलब बिजनेस में कुछ ना कुछ इशू है. आप डेटर ज्यादा दे रहे हो, इन्वेंट्री ज्यादा रख रहे हो, या प्रॉब्लम कहीं ना कहीं और है. सो वन हैज टू बी केयरफुल एंड इवैल्यूएट इट वेरी केयरफुली.
And this simple yardstick has served you well.
मतलब कैश फ्लो कन्वर्जन है सब.
How many companies? Let's say there are 7,500 companies in the country. How many companies would be meeting this yardstick?
Many. See, for example, मैं अपना बताता हूँ. तो हम लोग there's a universe of 5,500 companies. Suppose
हाँ.
in NSE. We in deep cover about 350 odd companies,
Okay.
right? And out of that we make a portfolio of 40 to 45 companies, right?
हाँ.
So 350-400 कंपनी अगर ये यार्ड स्टिक में नहीं है, आई एम सेइंग अगेन एवरेज, 1-2 साल में ऊपर नीचे हो सकता है, बट ऑन एवरेज 5-6 ईयर क्यूमुलेटिव, इफ इट इज लेस देन 70%, इट्स अ रेड फ्लैग फॉर अस. सो आ जाती हैं, बट इंडिया हैज डन अ फिनोमिनल जॉब ओवर द लास्ट फ्यू ईयर्स ऑन कैश फ्लो मैनेजमेंट, थैंक्स टू कोविड, बिकॉज सडनली आप यू वर नो मैन्स लैंड एंड देयर वाज सर्वाइवल इश्यूज. पीपल डिडंट नो बिजनेस कब आएगा, बट लाइबिलिटी सामने खड़ी थी.
Right.
So I think that's a big issue. So I think now, companies are also accepting that cash flow is important. And मेरे को लग रहा है India is making a lot of improvement across the way. जो पहले 10 साल पहले कैश फ्लो में कोई ध्यान नहीं देता था, now people are focusing. Because अगर आप बैंक को इस बार डिफॉल्ट कर दिए, तो your survival in the next term will be very different.
Wow. So promoter quality and cash flow and balance sheet को merge करें, so the number of companies would be shrinking down to maybe less than 500.
400-500 कंपनी
400-500 कंपनी होंगी. Now let's
ओवर अ पूरा यूनिवर्स.
over a पूरा universe.
इन्वेस्टेबल में हम कवर करते हैं 300-350
हाँ.
So
नहीं, but ये 300-350 must be coming because there are 3 more
layers.
layers that you attach, right? So I'm now coming to the third layer. The third layer is what? The return
On capital.
on capital. Now please explain this. And how do you use this?
So-
and how can somebody else use this?
So, which businesses create value over longer periods of time? So, businesses which can generate higher returns on capital. मतलब अगर आप बिजनेस में 100 रुपया लगाओ और उसमें आप मिनिमम 15 से 20 रुपया नहीं कमाओ, राइट? 100 रुपये लगा के 15-20 रुपीज इफ यू डोंट अर्न, व्हाट्स द फन ऑफ रनिंग अ बिजनेस? बिकॉज 7-8% तो यू कैन गेट इन FD ऑल्सो.
Right.
So it's better that you invest that money in an FD. Why will you take the so much of risk of running an organization if you can't get 15 rupees? So this is called return on capital of the money invested in your business. All FMCG companies, right? All asset management companies, AMC business and all, are infinite ROE businesses. Because capital to chahiye nahi. There's asset light models. These businesses, why do trade at higher P? Because आपको capital incremental नहीं चाहिए. What you need is growth. That's why look at companies which have created huge value, जिनका return of capital has been higher, and जैसी वो growth आती है, वो magic create कर देता है. Then P का काम नहीं करता. आपको लगेगा वो 2000 में भी महंगा था, आज 8000 में भी महंगा है.
Okay.
Because growth kept on surprising you, and you could invest those cash flows back into the business at higher rates of return.
Got it.
Right? So return on capital evaluation is extremely important. Now look at companies which have destroyed value. उन्होंने return on capital कभी generate ही नहीं किया. या तो asset accumulation में लग गए, या उन्होंने non-core assets इतने सारे build कर दिए कि वहाँ से return ही नहीं आया. तो return on capital, return on equity के drivers क्या हैं? तो अगर आप 100 रुपए कोई कैपिटल एसेट में इन्वेस्ट करते हो, उससे आप 300 करोड़ का, 400 करोड़ का आप रेवेन्यू जनरेट कर सकते हो. 3x, 4x, 2x, 1x, whatever. That is one. Higher the asset turnover, the better it is. Margins is the second driver. जो 4% वाली मार्जिन बिजनेस है, जो 20% वाली मार्जिन बिजनेस है, that will create far more value than the 4% margin, right? Unless your asset turns are super high. And the third part is leverage, which gives you that ROE. ये तीनों को अगर आप कंबाइन करके एनालिसिस करो तो आपको रिटर्न ऑन कैपिटल, रिटर्न ऑन इक्विटी का फॉर्मूला मिल जाता है. और अगर आप सपोज 7-8% रिटर्न जनरेट कर रहे हैं, यू आर ग्रोइंग एट 20%, द गैप इज ऑफ 12%, 8% रिटर्न, 20% ग्रोथ. वेयर यू फील दैट 12% इज फ्रॉम इक्विटी और डेट. तो आप बिजनेस में वैल्यू डिस्ट्रॉय करोगे रादर देन क्रिएट. वाई मोस्ट ऑफ द ग्रेट बिजनेसेस इन इंडिया हैव नॉट डाइल्यूटेड देयर कैपिटल? Because they could reinvest that cash flow at a higher rates of return which they were generating into further businesses. तो 15-20% का return on capital generate कर रहे हैं, they could further grow at 20%, तो वही capital recycle होते गई. I mean, look at, for example, this is not don't please construe it as an example to invest, but look at a company called Sundaram Finance. Finance में तो आपको हर 30 साल में capital consume करना पड़ता है and you generate. After listing for 50 years, that group hasn't diluted a single equity. 50 साल हो गए सुंदरम फाइनेंस को, equity dilute नहीं किया. Not raised a single capital in a business like funding and financing. Right? क्यों? क्योंकि वही growth rate को वो लोग maneuver करते गए और वही return on capital 16-18% से grow करते गए. But companies which grow at 6-7-8% and they grow, generate 6-7-8% but grow at 18-20, वो लोग dilute करते चले गए. सो वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ये आदमी कोई भी एक लेमैन इन्वेस्टर अगर 5 साल के रिटर्न ऑन कैपिटल और इक्विटी को देखे तो इवैल्यूएट कर सकता है कि ये बिजनेस रियली में कोई मोट है क्या.
गॉट इट. सो आप ये कह रहे हैं कि यू रिजेक्ट बिजनेसेस विच आर
बिलो द कॉस्ट ऑफ इक्विटी.
बिलो द कॉस्ट ऑफ इक्विटी.
आज 11% इंडिया में, 11-11.5% इंडिया में कॉस्ट ऑफ इक्विटी है. आप मान के चलो रिस्क फ्री रेट ले लो, बीटा लगा दो, रिस्क प्रीमियम डाल दो, तो आपको एक कॉस्ट ऑफ इक्विटी आ गया. कॉस्ट ऑफ डेट आपको पता है विच इज 10 ईयर गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड डील, उसमें से टैक्स रेट का आप एफिशिएंसी निकाल दो, तो यू कम एट अ वेटेड एवरेज कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल इन इंडिया विच इज रफली अपलॉट 11-12% डिपेंडिंग ऑन व्हाट कंपनी सेक्टर्स वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट. अगर आप उससे नीचे रिटर्न जनरेट कर रहे हो स्ट्रक्चरली, 1-2 साल हो सकता है, यू हैव डन अ ह्यूज केपेक्स, एसेट हैज नॉट कम ऑन यूज, so your return on capital fall, you have done an acquisition which will start to pay off a later date, you can come off. But structurally 5-6 साल अगर आप return on capital ही business नहीं generate कर रहा है, how can that business generate value for stakeholders?
So therefore the statistic that people should look for is ROCE.
ROCE.
Okay.
Because that will show you that business में after leverage, what is the kind of returns you are generating.
Okay. And ROCE is not usually declared in earning statements, right?
You
So
can
ROCE
calculate.
You can calculate.
You can easy, very EBIT by your average capital employed for the year,
Okay.
which is earnings before interest tax divided by your capital employed,
And where would this capital employed statistic come?
which is net worth plus your debt.
Okay.
Business में कितना पैसा लगा हुआ है उस business को चलाने के लिए. So we are having a master class on investing.
Yes. but while we are talking about when not to invest.
When not.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, जितने पैसे से आप business चला रहे हो, which is what your equity net worth plus your debt, that's a combined capital which is there in the business. That's capital employed.
Yeah.
अगर वो है, उसमें ही आप अगर generate नहीं कर पा रहे हो 15 से 20% minimum threshold, then what's the fun of operating a business?
You would have made some mistakes, right? Tell us about your past mistakes. ये कहाँ पे शायद आपने you might have gotten कि यार नहीं चलो ROC थोड़ा कम है लेकिन मैंने डाल दिया. I mean these are past
So
things.
hope था.
Hope था.
क्या एक दो
ऐसा
जगह
कोई एक दो
see,
example if you will.
हाँ,
You can
तो-
choose not to take names or take
हाँ,
names whatever.
तो I'll tell you one company narratives थी
हाँ.
कि you know energy transition, this that. This
ये कौन सा year था? What year was
This
this?
was 7-8 years back.
7-8 years back.
7-8
हाँ.
years back. कि energy transition, this that, this company finally operating leverage आएगा, capex कर दिया है, and finally that 10% should become 16, 17, 18%. Turnover started coming, but margin collapsed because that industry size was not as large as I would have envisaged. It couldn't take the additional capacity. Competition crept in, and ROC kind of came.
Okay, what industry? Energy transition you are saying.
Energy transition.
Okay.
तो वो हुआ,
हाँ.
and then ROC didn't move.
हाँ.
Didn't move. Then I got jittery, and then we sold off. But I'm just saying that ये जो improvement है ना, if you can capture that improvement, incremental change also, it makes you a lot of money.
हाँ मतलब एक और क्वेश्चन ये होगा.
हाँ.
There are so many people who say right that चलो अभी इसका ROC ROE अच्छा नहीं है, but projection है कि अच्छा होगा.
अगर आप वो project ठीक से कर पाओ,
हाँ.
तो the maximum money you make, there are two ways you make money. Okay, one, a great ROC company, and you can visualize growth. So 25-30% अगर ROC बना रही है, उसके ऊपर every improvement in ROC doesn't add to value. Doesn't add to value. What adds to value after that is growth. आप बात समझ रहे हो कि 25-30% अगर आपके पास ROC already business में है, the entrepreneur and promoter should not work to improve that 30 to 35%. Whereas he should work towards improving that growth rates from 15 to 25%. That will create phenomenal magic and growth for all the stakeholders. On the contrary, if you are at 10% return on capital, आपको growth नहीं पहले सोचना चाहिए. You should start improving an ROC from 10 to 15, 16, 20. Growth उसके बाद आप करो, otherwise growth can become dilutive and you may not achieve that 15-20%. So get your house in order first. So whenever we meet companies and they are subpar on ROC, we try to understand कि इन promoter को चमक भी रहा है कि नहीं चमक रहा है. कि ROC करके एक concept होता है, capital allocation एक concept होता है. अगर वो नहीं चमक रहा है, तो be away from that company because वो आज नहीं, कभी ना कभी वो value destroy आपके लिए करके देगी.
So one way to do this is because you can meet companies, but a lot of other people can't. कि उनके annual report में पढ़ो. That अगर last 4-5 साल में उनकी ROC cost of capital से ऊपर नहीं है, then are they making a point in the annual report that we now target to take the ROC higher?
Absolutely.
Do companies do that in the
Yes,
annual report?
yes.
They
Many
mention that.
companies
Many companies.
talk about what will be the levers for my return on capital moving up,
Okay.
right? Or conference calls are open forum for everybody. Every quarter, most of the companies do conference call.
Right.
So if you are a serious investor, log into that conference call, ask tough questions to the team and management. That you are only talking about growth, growth, growth. But ROC के लिए बारे में कौन बात करेगा?
That's
ये 10% का ROC 15% कब होगा? नहीं तो वैल्यू सबके लिए डिस्ट्रॉय होने वाला है.
Right.
So I'm just trying to say that this is extremely important. अगर आप ये नहीं कर रहे हो, you're not doing justice to your investing.
Right. And listeners, please remember, I mean, maybe you can visualize this, but there is no excuse for not being able to do this because if you log on to any, I mean, either BSE or NSE and go and type in the name of the company and then see the company releases that this is our date of declaring of the results, this is the date of the investor call, this is the number for logging into the investor call. And sure, you may not be able to ask a question, but if you stay on the call, if you're interested in the company and stay on the call for a couple of hours, you'll be able to get a lot of answers that Pankaj is talking about. So a little bit of effort, I think all
थोड़ी मेहनत
people
तो
will have
करनी
to put
पड़ेगी.
in.
मतलब investing is easy but not so simple.
Yeah, it's not so simple. Okay,
Yeah.
which brings me to the fourth point, which is forensic. And it is heard by a lot of people, right? कि forensic study करते हैं, but it's not easy. It's probably easy for an institution. आपके पास analysts हैं, etc. How do you do it, and what are the steps that maybe an individual investor can do? What are the red flags in a forensic study which will help a person decide that I do not want to invest?
So it's evaluating over a period of time. 11-12 points हैं which we kind of look at. Cash flow I told is prime importance, right? Very important. Other things are on balance sheet, P&L, miscellaneous. Let's me talk about few things. I won't name the company, but they are companies in India. जहाँ पर profit minus dividend should add to your net worth, which is your shareholders fund, या आपका book value जिसको बोलते हैं. There are many companies in India, you will be surprised that EPS बढ़ रहा है, but book value नहीं increase हो रहा है after dividend. You may be wondering ये कैसे हो रहा है? They are pleasing the markets by showing growth in EPS, but profit minus dividend doesn't add to your net worth. Why? Because they write off from balance sheet, not from P&L. Got
Wow.
it?
Yeah.
So a normal person will see ये तो profit तो बढ़ रहा है. Hardly people go and check the book value growth post dividends. Do that. One of the filters we do that on that forensic. Other things which we do is CWIP to gross block.
Sorry, please explain.
Capital work in progress to gross block.
Okay.
So आज तक आपने
ये बैलेंस शीट में मिलता है.
बैलेंस शीट में क्लियर बैलेंस शीट में कि भाई आज तक हमने 100 रुपए इन्वेस्ट किया आज तक के अपने लाइफ में इन क्रिएटिंग दीज एसेट्स. अब अगर प्रमोटर को इफ यू वांट्स टू साइफन ऑफ फंड्स, केपेक्स इज द बेस्ट वे पीपल यूज्ड टू डू. क्रिएट दैट कैपिटल वर्क इन प्रोग्रेस, गोल्ड प्लेटिंग जिसको हम लैंग्वेज में बोलते हैं. 10 रुपए का चीज आप 15 रुपए दिखा दो, 5 रुपया यू टेक इट ऑफ. सो दैट एनालिसिस विल हेल्प यू that for any plant, for so many tons, you spend this much money. For this plant, why you are spending so much of money? There could be infrastructure costs, there could be others, but it gives you a good thought in pondering to go into it. CWIP to gross block. Now let's look at something called CAGR in auditor remuneration versus revenue growth.
CAGR ये थोड़ा कॉम्प्लेक्स हो जाएगा for a lot of people.
बताता हूँ कि हर बैलेंस शीट में ऑडिटर की फीस आती है.
राइट.
ऑडिट फी, नॉन ऑडिट फी. ठीक है. सो व्हाट वी डू इज कि कंपनी का साइज देख लिया, उसकी ऑडिटर फी किस तरह ग्रोथ कर रही है वो देखी, और उसकी रेवेन्यू ग्रोथ कैसा हुआ वो देखते हैं. दे कांट बी टू डिस्टिंक्ट कि 5% से रेवेन्यू ग्रोथ हो रहा है लेकिन ऑडिटर का फी 20-20, 30-30% से बढ़ रहा है. देयर इज समथिंग व्हिच इज मोर देन मीट्स द आई दैट यू आर इंसेंटिवाइजिंग समबडी to sign the balance sheet.
Yeah.
Right?
What's the need?
What's the need? ठीक है. In one of the companies we saw, that company was paying 1.5 crores to auditor. Audit, non-audit fee combined.
Okay.
But the similar company in the similar sector and a different sector, similar size company I would say, was paying about 25 lakhs.
Interesting. 5x.
Ring the bell. Not in audit fee, but audit and non-audit combined. Ring the bell कि बॉस क्या हो रहा है, and figure out after few years, immediate तो कभी कुछ नहीं होता है, that there was a problem. I'm just giving you these things that these are filters which goes through a forensic. गलतियां होंगी, हमसे भी होती हैं, बहुत होती हैं, लेकिन ऐसी कोई बड़ी मिस्टेक नहीं होनी चाहिए जो अपने अच्छे काम को डाइल्यूट कर दे over longer periods of time. See, if 10 out of 10 I can get it right, either I am dishonest, I am a liar, or I am God.
Right.
So that's not possible. Humanly not possible. Average is 7:3. 3 mistakes, 7 rights. If we can move it to 8:2, 9:1, I think that's the attempt. That by all these processes, can you develop a framework where you make less and less mistakes over a period? Miscellaneous expense, how is that moving? So you devise a framework on forensic which helps you evaluate companies and ask tougher questions to the management. आप बिलीव नहीं करोगे, when we present this forensics to a lot of company, उन्होंने भी सोचा नहीं रहता है, and then you come to know that thought क्या है वो company की, and many people have borrowed our forensic framework and put as internal filters there in their own company.
How cool. Okay.
So I'm just saying that if you keep doing this over longer periods of time, your ability to make mistakes will be less.
Yeah.
आज मैं ये बात कर रहा हूँ कोई appreciate नहीं करेगा because 3 साल की बड़ी तेजी है.
Yeah.
So, you know, people are, you know, excited about this bull run in the Indian markets, but गलतियाँ bull market में ही होती हैं.
Yeah. No, but I think it is also important to talk about it, especially at this time, because मंदी के मार्केट में तो आपने शायद गलती से ले भी लिया, तो ऐसा नहीं है, because you bought it at a low price. Your chances of large losses are low, right?
Absolutely.
The problem happens when you buy companies at inflated prices. And if they are wrong companies, then your wealth destruction is so
permanent loss of capital.
Permanent loss of capital.
और मेरे को रोज रात में एक ही डर लगता है कि ऐसी कोई गलती नहीं हो अपने से,
हाँ.
which can lead to permanent loss of capital.
Yeah. And I think the other thing that I have seen, Pankaj, is that in a lot of cases, people make the biggest mistakes in a very large allocation. मतलब वो कहीं से टिप मिल गई, कुछ हुआ, they buy a very large position in a stock which they shouldn't have bought, and that damages to the portfolio to such an extent कि market में trade और invest करने का वो the incentive goes away.
Absolutely.
And the idea of doing this also is that because there's so many people coming to the market, so many people have come into the market during COVID years, they've not seen a bear market cycle in the truest sense. So you might as well caution them.
And नीरज, अगर आप history निकाल के देखो, 100 साल की capital market history globally, in an expansionary phase, okay, which we had globally and in India post-COVID for 3-4 years, high beta momentum value does extremely well, where all these things which I have talked about is thrown in a dustbin. But in a contraction phase, which probably has started globally and in India, earnings growth starts to slow down, rally becomes narrower, stock selection fundamentals again silently comes back very strongly. उस समय ना skeletons निकलने लगते हैं. अगर आपको याद हो, I'll just take you 3-4 years back. 2017 की सबसे बड़ी bull market देखी थी हमने mid cap small cap में. Everybody was swayed about lot of companies. 2018 ILNFS was the first break. जैसी ILNFS टूटा और प्रॉब्लम आई, आपने देखा एक सीरीज ऑफ प्रॉब्लम चलते गए. दी स्टॉक्स वर darlings of 2017, and in 2 years they became the well destroyers in the Indian market.
Yeah.
But उस समय आप 17 में बात करते फंडामेंटल का, you were shade away कि नहीं बॉस, आपको मार्केट ही नहीं समझ रहा है. बट 2018-19 एक लिक्विडिटी क्राइसिस, एक लिक्विडिटी क्रंच, एक मंदी got the skeletons out of the cupboard.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying कि इसको कॉम्प्रोमाइज मत करो. कोई भी मार्केट साइकिल है तो आप पिच पर लंबे समय तक खेल पाओगे. जहां आप इसको कॉम्प्रोमाइज किए बेसिक्स को, यू विल बी आउट वेरी सून ऑफ द मार्केट.
Amazing. Yeah, good to know that. Okay. The final metric that you use is destruction. जो हमने बात करी कि जतन हो ना हो पतन निश्चित है. So therefore, tell us about this and how does, what is this metric? How do you use it, or how do you analyze permanent destruction, or however you come to this particular thing which will help you choose not to invest?
So that's what I said कि ये सारों को आप combine कर दो. And you said at the start, a Charlie Munger quote, right? It's a book also.
It's a book.
It's my favorite book.
Yeah, mine too. I really love it.
मतलब किसी को भी अगर आज भी इन्वेस्टिंग में कभी डाउट है ना, उसके जस्ट फ्यू पेजेस खोल लो, आपके डाउट्स क्लियर हो जाएंगे.
Okay.
कि अगर आपको पता है आप वहाँ मरने वाले हो, all I want to know where I am going to die, so I will never go there.
Yeah.
So if you know these things will lead to value destruction at some point of time, time is the only question mark, then better avoid them.
Yeah.
And one thing which we have not spoken about is the disruption risk.
Disruption.
कि भाई business में where things will hit you from a disruption perspective, you have to start visualizing it, right? Nokia, BlackBerry were the darlings of the market. Not too long ago, 2006, 7, 8. Where did they vanish? We don't know. So many companies, right? So when going is good, आपको ये समझना होगा, is this company visualizing disruption or is complicit? And you can gauge from their interviews, con calls, and one has to question if you are a shareholder, कि कहाँ से आपको hit कर सकता है. ऑटोमोबाइल में कितना बड़ा डिस्ट्रप्शन चल रहा है, पूरी एनर्जी ट्रांजिशन में कितना बड़ा डिस्ट्रप्शन चल रहा है. एंड इफ कंपनीज आर नॉट प्रिपेयर्ड थिंकिंग डूइंग समथिंग अबाउट इट, इट्स अ रेड फ्लैग.
Hmm.
Because they will be caught unaware, and then it will be too late for you to come back. So great guys, great promoter, good business, good ROC, good cash flow, सब चीज़ ठीक है, लेकिन अगर आप अपने ही धुन में चल रहे हो कि मैं ही राजा हूँ और कोई डिस्ट्रप्शन हिट नहीं कर सकता, you are mistaken.
Right.
And look at what's happening in the new commerce, e-commerce. Guys are fantastic. They all want only disruption. And if you go to Silicon Valley, वो अब बात ही होती है कि मैं कैसे डिस्टर्ब कर दूं इस प्रॉफिट पूल को,
Yeah.
मैं कैसे ही शेयर ले लूं. So you have to have that thought process over a period of time.
So
So you
where
have
do
to
you-
build in all these things together.
Okay, can I ask a
Haan.
current and present thing?
Haan.
So where do you see the highest disruption risk? And where you might be choosing not to invest or invest very little because the growth or the existence is at risk?
So if you look at structurally, which sector looks very good but hasn't created value? Give me one sector. Don't tell me aviation and all. We all know. Give me one sector.
I mean, you could argue in India, upstream energy maybe.
Yes, upstream energy. क्योंकि केपेक्स पर केपेक्स करते जाते हैं, रिटर्न ऑन कैपिटल कभी बना नहीं, तो प्राइस टू बुक के नीचे ही ट्रेड करते हैं, स्ट्रक्चरली लॉन्गर टर्म. बीच बीच में यू विल सी साइकिल्स, वॉट एवर. ग्लोबली auto is one sector. If you take Elon Musk out of it, structurally the largest guys haven't created value, right? Toyota and maybe Tesla are the two companies over a period. India में Maruti अलग बात है. But globally this has been a well destroyer, not created value because technology kept on changing from time to time and huge capex investment. Ab last 4-5 years people have invested huge money on EV, billions and billions of dollars. Now suddenly the world is talking about hybrid rather than only EV. तो जो आपने platforms create किए थे, अब उनका क्या करोगे? I'll tell you, if you ever get a chance, have a visit to Germany very soon. इतना depressing state मैंने auto industry में वहाँ पर कभी नहीं देखा. The large guys are confused what to do. So this is one area where disruption is happening. Energy is another area where disruption because of renewals and other portions are happening. Battery storage, another area where a lot of disruptions, changes in technology are happening. E-commerce, normal retail किराना वाले से आप बात करो, उसका धंधा 50% डाउन है. क्यों? Convenience has taken over cost. आप डाइनिंग टेबल पर अपना डिनर कर रहे हो फैमिली के साथ, कोक जीरो खत्म हो गया, 8 minutes में the platform delivers you.
Right.
Convenience is more. So I think those parts which we never thought will happen is happening right in front of us. And thanks to the IT stack in India, which has got created out of it. And you can do things in minutes rather than days and hours.
Right.
So we have to visualize all these things together. ONDC will come in soon. Open will come in soon, which is the credit network. ये सारे चीज़ें पूरे रीडिफाइन करेंगी ऑफ शॉपिंग, लेंडिंग, बोरोइंग. अगर आप अपने आप को embrace नहीं कर रहे हो एज अ मैन्युफैक्चरर ऑफ ऑल दोज प्रोडक्ट्स, यू आर इन ट्रबल.
A couple of cross questions
Haan.
on this. So for example, in auto,
हाँ,
globally depressed, locally auto companies have done reasonably okay. I mean,
Yes,
not just Maruti.
yes, yes.
A couple of others too have done
Two-wheelers,
really
all,
well,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
They've done well.
Haan.
So is India a slightly different area, or is India? I mean, or would you rather look at a global trend and decide, "Okay, bhai, I don't want to invest." in
ये
auto."
आएगा ना. See, nothing is global local. The world is interconnected.
Okay,
today,
fine.
Right? So maybe with a lag it happens, but quick delivery, quick commerce, food delivery, 10 years back was not in India, but was there in China, there in US. Finally, it came to India.
But even in that, Pankaj, I mean, while all of this has come in, organized retail is still doing well. We are
Okay ना,
seeing-
मैं बोल रहा हूँ अगर एक retail format है, they were growing at 25%, but now they are growing at 15%.
Okay.
So we can argue that they could have grown at 25, but the incremental delta has been taken by somebody else.
Right.
And that's why somebody on a platform is growing at 4,000, 5,000 crore a quarter in terms of revenue on quick commerce. किसी का तो business वो लेके जा रहा है. So I'm just saying कि embrace yourself that ये changes, technology changes आ रहे हैं और जो world में हुआ है वो एक lag के साथ यहाँ होगा ही.
Okay. And therefore, if there's disruption risk, largely you choose not to invest.
See, I'm not saying not invest, but is the management teams, promoters aware of this? Are they preparing themselves for it? And if there's a pivot which happens, are you ready for that pivot?
Got it.
I think best great companies which become from good to great are the companies which have pivoted themselves, right?
Sure.
मतलब आप देख लो बड़े बड़े कंपनीज को
Yeah.
LG, Samsung, they didn't start with their white goods. They were small. One was a grocery store, one was something selling a cream and something. है ना? So ये start कुछ और हुई थी, लेकिन they kept on pivoting themselves over a period of time. Apple was never a phone maker.
Right.
It was a Macintosh, right? They moved into that, then moved into other things. So आपको pivot करना बहुत जरूरी है. अगर as a company, if you don't pivot with the changes, you will be destroyed over a period of time, or you will destroy the value over a period of time. I don't know whether I'm making sense.
No, you are most certainly. Viewers or listeners, just keep in mind, there is a lot of talk around how there needs to be a focus in a company, and Pankaj is talking about a pivot, but a pivot need not mean that company doesn't have focus. A pivot may actually mean that the company is adaptive to the external changes and being nimble enough to adapt to some of those in order to either increase its existence or कहते हैं कि they are trying to make sure that their positioning and their profitability and their profit pool doesn't get damaged too much. It's very different from losing focus, because there are some companies which lose focus, but there are some companies which adapt very well, which is, I think, a very important distinction to make here.
Absolutely. You have absolutely put it right. कि ये नहीं है कि वो core business को छोड़ दे, focus defocus हो गए, but they are creating another engines where they think the world is moving towards.
Right, of course. I think a lot of people would be wondering about this book as well. It's a big black book, viewers. All I need to know is where I'm going to die so that I don't go there. Pankaj, before we wrap up this lovely podcast, tell us a bit about this book as well.
So this book is all about theory of inversion, that it's a conversation and what are the things one should avoid in investing, which we have all spoken about, and it's a Bible. So if you can read that book, it's by Peter Bevlin, the author. I think it's a great book to be part of your shelf, and go through it at least not once, twice, thrice, and then you can absorb the essence of that book.
Yeah, viewers, keep in mind, it's a book wherein you can open the book at any page and read the next 3 pages, and you will be very, very happy with it. It's a conversation between the author, a librarian, and Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger. Not factually them, but you need to read more about that book to understand what I think. Why is it Pankaj Tibriwal's favorite book? Pankaj, this was such an eye-opener, because why not to invest is not discussed often, and I think it's important to discuss this. So on behalf of everybody out here, I profusely thank you for taking such a long time out and speaking to us on this.
Thank you so much, Neeraj. It's been a pleasure. Just one disclaimer that these are just my thoughts, and as a process, what has led to us make less mistakes. Everybody can have a different philosophy, different framework. So please do that, whatever is needed at your end. And whatever examples I've used is just for reference purpose, not for any buy, sell recommendations. So I hope that people benefit out of it, your viewers benefit out of it, and make less mistakes. And this comes to a small point that once Warren Buffett was asked that if your principles are so simple, why don't people adopt it and become richer? And his response was, everybody wants to get rich tomorrow, but becoming rich is a slow process. So whatever your process you do is over a period of time coming to that. And I always believe that our core at Ikigai also is trust, process, performance, जिसको मैं हिंदी में ईमानदारी, समझदारी, जिम्मेवारी बोलता हूँ. अगर ये ईमानदारी है और समझदारी है प्रोसेस के साथ और जिम्मेवारी है, accountability of the money, आपका output अच्छा होगा. So keep doing what you have been doing over longer periods of time. Be true to yourself, true to your investors' money. Outcome will automatically come out to you.
Got it. Lovely thoughts. Wishing you all the best at Ikigai.
Thank you.
And well, festive greetings to
festive
you and your
greetings
team.
to all of you.
All of you. Hopefully, the next 12 months are even better. But viewers, they might be challenging. Listeners, they might be challenging. So you need to be prepared for that, and which is why the last 1 hour is such a rich conversation that you need to hear that again and again to make less mistakes. Everybody will tell you why to invest, how to invest. We made a sincere attempt to tell you why not to invest, or where is it that you should not invest. Thank you so much for tuning in.